So, hello everybody, and welcome back to Student Portfolio Engagement. Today, we'll be talking with Hethvi, who is the West candidate for student trustee for the 2024 to 2025 school year. So, to start us off, sort of want to do a self-introduction?
Sorry, you want to repeat that? It kind of cut off.
Oh, yeah, do you want to start us off with a self-introduction?
Yeah, for sure, for sure. All right, so hi, my name is Hethvi Shah. I am one of the candidates for Student Trustee YRDSB 2024-2025. I just want to say thank you for this amazing opportunity. It means a lot for just acknowledging this. My goals, just to like sum up, are just putting a lot of emphasis on mental health awareness and giving more opportunities to elementary and secondary students, along with starting some sort of mentorship program for the people who kind of need the opportunity and deserve it. So thank you so much for your time today.
That's wonderful, and it's probably something which YRDSB as a whole does need. So, just to start us off, what has inspired you to seek the position of trustee and run for office?
To be all in, to be so honest with you, one of the career paths for me is law. And last year and the year before, I've been following Bruce as well. And one of the most motivated, most inspiring person ever, honestly, kind of like, you know what? It's something maybe I could do too, something that I have ideas, I have experience. I've been in YRDSB since kindergarten, preschool. So I've been through it all. And now it's like, okay, I can pass down my experiences, my knowledge to the younger people. So yeah.
Yeah, and this really does speak for the cycle of which you motivate the next generation, just like Bruce has done with a lot
Yeah.
of candidates this year as well. And so, next up is what qualifications and experience do you have which you think make you suitable for the position of student trustee?
All right. So I don't have experience as a student trustee. This is like my first try, my first go at it. Though I have been involved in the community, I'm involved in extracurricular communities. I talk to people. I am engaged in student activities, student campaigns, charity, and all of those things in the community, which I feel like gives me some sort of a insight and a sight of like, oh, so YRDSB is like this. Students in YRDSB want this. So I feel like I have that somewhat understanding of what students in YRDSB want and how to get their voices a greater impact in YRDSB. So yeah.
Yeah, I think that's really good. So, and obviously, as student trustee, you'll have the opportunity to, make a lot of changes to the board to affect the students of the board. So what do you think are some goals that you want to achieve as trustee?
So one of my biggest goals for student trustee is creating a mentorship program, which I did mention briefly in my introduction. So basically, this program is gonna like support underrepresented and marginalized students within York Region, and it's evident that like educational outcomes and disparities are persistent among various students, highlighting the need for like targeted support and guidance. So basically, to identifying like specific student groups, like for example, low income backgrounds, racial, ethnic minorities, women in STEM, students with disabilities, and so many other people who face systemic barriers. It's mainly to represent them, give them an opportunity, give them knowledge on what they like, and just support them, pairing them up with like a mentor mentee kind of thing, and go along with that.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty good idea. And I think, like, obviously, as a student trustee, your ability to do things by yourself is limited. You need the support of the broader board of trustees. So
Obviously.
how do you think like you would approach, the relationship between you and the Board of Trustees and ensure that your ideas and the voices that you represent are heard on the Board of Trustees?
Well, one of the main things I feel like is this program is directed to the students of YRDSB. So understanding what they want. Do they like it? Do they want it? Are some major questions to consider and to think about, and giving this to the board and be like, okay, so this is what I plan to do. These are what the students want to do. We want your support, and tell us what we're missing, what is a good idea for this, and we'll go from there. So I don't want to go against the board. I want to work with them to create a better YRDSB for the students.
Yeah, and that is probably something which we should be doing as a whole in YRPC. But one additional issue that we've seen in recent times, especially within our school, is the fact that not many students, like for example, people in my grade, people in our school as a whole, just are not very aware about the role of YRPC and also just the student trustee as a whole. So what do you think can be done to address like this issue within all of York region?
Right, that's actually a really good question, because personally at my school, no one knew what student trustee was. So honest, they don't even know what YRPC is. They don't know that's even a thing. So I feel like this is a lack of outreach. So yes, they do send emails to your GAPS account, but I feel like a lot of students don't really look at it. They only look at the YRDSB email when it's like, oh, semester 1 report card, semester 2 midterm. They only look if it's like that. So I feel like making it more engaging, trying to show them, okay, so this is your benefit, but this is also something your role could do to YRDSB, kind of telling them what this is about. So every semester we have those safe school assemblies, right? Yes, they're very necessary, though. Adding assemblies and adding maybe even an announcement is like, okay, so this is a thing, and we encourage all students to participate, and just encourage the people around you. So having like schools and YRDSB kind of connect to YRPC student trustee as well would be really, really helpful for the knowledge basically of the existence of these things.
Yeah, and that is of course a very valid solution. But alongside this issue of awareness of YRPC as a whole is also the awareness of student involvement and also just school events and board events as a whole. And we've seen a significant decrease in student involvement in these kinds of events in recent times. So do you have any plans to promote student involvement in these kinds of events?
So somewhat, yes. So we love semi-formal. We love prom. Those are like, wow, I'm so excited. Are you going? I want to go too. Something like which involves collaboration, something that involves friendships and things like that. And if my friends are doing it, okay, I'm gonna go with them too. Having that in mind, just having events that are so much fun for students and so informative at the same time. Like for example, grade 8 night. We have grade 8 night at schools, right? There are so many people who are willing to volunteer and help out in those events. So having events in YRDSB, just telling them, oh, like there's going to be chances to communicate with people who do this, and they are whatever, whatever, and just telling them like, oh, like promoting it so much, like not only through the student trustee account, or not only through the YRPC account, or not only through the YRDSB schools account, but having a more outreach would be really, really beneficial. And also making catchy posts, like colors, and like catchy posts would be very, very beneficial for that as well.
Yeah, so looking at, this race and what you think you want to do for the future and what the other candidates do, what do you think is something that sets you apart from all of the other candidates running for this position?
That is a really good question. So as a candidate for student trustee, my campaign platform is centered around like innovative ideas and initiatives aimed mainly towards students. And I feel like, considering that like we're all in high school, our main focus would always be like secondary students, high school students, but I also want to give some sort of attention and opportunity and a platform to the grade 5 to 8 elementary students as well. And throughout like my campaign, I've like consistently emphasize this as well as like my concerns to the student body and advocating for it. So I believe, as I said, innovative ideas and my commitment to the collaboration and the focus on student needs make me the ideal candidate for student trustee. So I would love your vote. Voting opens February 20th. So yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's that brings us towards the end of our conversation. So do you think you have any final thoughts you'd like to share with people who might be watching this?
So to people watching this, your vote counts. Every single student in YRDSB, your vote counts. And it is very, very encouraged that you set your ballot, choose your candidate according to your needs and your wants for YRDSB. So voting opens February 20th. You will have a link in your GAPS email. And let's say you miss it, for example. My Instagram's open. It's going to be in the bio. So be sure to follow or even check out Hethvi.2024. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you. And I think that's where we'll end it for today.